Hi, this is Kenzie. Welcome to my brand new YouTube channel. And we've got the mic working now, hopefully. And we're in Cherokee Park, one of the premier city parks in the country, as you probably know. Some of you all know me. If you're in the sports community in Louisville or Southern Indiana, you know who I am. Some of you don't. Those people, hey, what's going on? Nice to meet you. Um, this channel, obviously, we're going to delve into sports. That's my expertise. That's my background. Some of y'all probably know that already, and we'll look into some critiquing, some analyzing, some predictions, especially when college football and pro football season comes around. We will predict some games. That'll be fun, and and then of course they'll in basketball roll in, and we'll really do some of that then. Um, so at first, we'll probably just talk about my background, talk about some interesting people, some characters I've met along the way, some experiences I've had. I've had a lot of them uh, throughout the years. I've met some great people, not only great players and coaches, but great people along the way. Been very fortunate. I've covered some guys who went to the NBA, Romeo Langford at New Albany, Trey Kaufman at Silver Creek, state championship teams at both of those schools, boys and girls at New Albany, boys and girls at Silver Creek, softball state champions. I've been lucky, fortunate. It's a lot more fun to cover a team that's really good, to be honest with you. And those experiences have been fun. Uh, tell you a little bit about my total background if you don't know. I I grew up in the Clifton Crescent Hill area of Louisville. Live uh, Still live in that area. Great neighborhood. I went to Ballard High School. I went to Ballard in the 70s when Ballard really their basketball team broke out, won their first regional title back in 1976, and that the next year ranked number one in the country, won the state, and that team is many consider one of the best teams in the history of the state of Kentucky. Lee Raker, Jeff Lamp, Terry Gates, Norman Miller, Jerry Eves. You all know those. If you know Kentucky high school basketball, you know those names. After Ballard, I went to the University of Kentucky for 4 years, got a degree in journalism at UK. Loved college at UK, just a blast. Had so much fun. Met some of my best friends at UK. This is pretty common to usually meet your best friends in college. Um, After UK, I went down to Tennessee, worked for a very small paper down in Tennessee. Eventually ended up in South Carolina for 3 years. Covered Clemson basketball and football in the early '90s. They were really good. Um, Clemson football is a different animal, especially back then. Covered horse racing down there. Covered polo. Covered everything down there. Golf, of course. Um, Covered horse racing. Covered a horse by the name of Summer Squall. If you're into horse racing at all, you know that name. Summer Squall was second in the Kentucky Derby in the early '90s. He won the Preakness. His offspring, Charismatic, won the Kentucky Derby a few years later. So a young rider covering the Kentucky Derby, it was surreal for me, to be honest with you. Anyway, came back home and worked for the Courier Journal for many years. Mainly, I covered Southern Indiana high school sports and loved it over there, and met some great people, great friends. Just they know how to treat people, and met uh, the Romeo Langford journey was amazing. It, every night's a sellout, and some of the New Albany games on ESPN. It was just a crazy time. And then after that, Trey Langford and came along at Silver Creek, and they won a couple state titles. And one year they didn't win a state title. It was a COVID year where they didn't have the tournament. They may have won three in a row, but they did win two out of three, two out of two, really, I guess. Uh, Met Matt Painter, the Purdue head coach, during his recruitment of Trey. Super nice guy, and that, of course, that Silver Creek team went on and won the state title. The girls Silver Creek won a state title also. Um, just some great people at that high school, and I have some stories uh, from Romeo and Trey and those days to share with you guys, and we will in separate videos. Covered at down at Corbin, I covered Billy Hicks, and I'll show some experiences with Coach Hicks, who went on to become the winningest coach in Kentucky high school basketball history. He was an interesting guy, um, passionate for basketball, passionate for people. A lot of people maybe misunderstood him at times, you know. And he went on to Scott County and won some state titles there. At Corbin, he didn't win a state title, but he did take Corbin to the Sweet 16. And many people thought he wouldn't be able to do that, but we'll talk. We'll do a separate video on Billy Hicks that will be interesting, and y'all will want to catch up to that one. Uh, and if you think you like this content, press the like button. If you have any comments for me in terms of story ideas, what you would like for me to talk about or go out and do during the season, we'll probably go out to some games and interview some players and coaches, that sort of thing. That'll be fun. And please subscribe if you want to see more of this. It'll be on your list. Just subscribe, and I would really appreciate that. And we will catch you. It's sun's popped out here at Cherokee Park, and I'm actually really close to where that teepee was, and you can't even tell where it was. It's right. It was right there, but there's no markings. They should have some plaques or something. Say, hey, this is where. I think the actual name was Hogan Fountain Pavilion. They should have like a photo and a plaque and describing where it was. I think that would be a good idea. Uh, most people who are walking around here today with their dogs probably don't even know it existed. And it was pretty sad when they tore that down. Anyway, a little tangent. And sometimes we'll get off on little tangents and talk about some non-sports stuff once in a while. Not anything too controversial, unless it has to do with sports, and we might get a little controversial when we talk about some coaches and coaching decisions and player decisions and all that kind of stuff when the games roll around. But I would look forward to this. A lot of people probably wondering what I'm up to now. So this is kind of just a little introduction and what I've been doing now and what we're going to do. And I look forward to making some cool, interesting content. I think I will be able to. I think y'all will like it, and I will see you down the road next time. Tune in. Bye bye.